Hey Aquarius, thanks so much for tuning in for your October 2020 reading. This is Romy and I appreciate you being here on the channel. If you have an Aquarius sun, rising or moon, then this general reading may well resonate for you. So my readings are a blend of the astrological influences, working with the tarot and connecting into my guides, and together I intuit the messages and information that comes through to try and help you to navigate your way through the coming weeks. So if you're enjoying the reading and it resonates, please do drop me a like and a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed, and you can also join me for the extended version. You'll find all the details for that in the description box and in the comment section beneath. And let's go ahead and see what's coming up this month for you, Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's take a look at this soul story for October. It is going to be an incredibly magical month, but it's also going to be one of chaos, slight uncertainty and intensity. These two full moons that we're welcoming in the month of October, the first on the 1st of the month in the sign of Aries, and then the second blue moon on the auspicious day of Halloween, Samhain, on the 31st in Taurus, is really holding this sacred vortex of energy. And even though there may be uncertainty, there may be this veil of confusion, your ability and that innate wisdom will be guiding you powerfully forward. And that uncertainty is not going to stop you from making the bold, courageous choices and decisions that you know the time is now ready for. It is almost like the review of 2020 contained in 1 month, okay? Not to say that you're going to be experiencing all of those twists and turns, but it's almost like a kind of deep dive review. But you're coming at it from the energy of the High Priestess Aquarius, which means that there is an ability to detach from the emotional intensity, which is going to be welcomed because we also have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, water sign, on the 14th of the month, and will be in its shadow right from the beginning of October. But that vantage point of slight detachment and keeping that sovereign power is going to be so important. What the guidance is around this is that the light is going to continue to find you, Aquarius, okay, no matter how disruptive or chaotic things feel around you. There is a lot going on, and you are really invited to not try to take it all on at once, okay? Your self-awareness has expanded so considerably through the year of 2020 that you are going to be almost, and it's not like a test, it's not really how it's coming through, but there is this, you know, really significant invitation in the month of October, okay? Almost like a preparing energy. We're going to, you know, be inviting so many of the big planetary shifts coming into your sign over the coming weeks and months. And so this is like a kind of preparing the ground, if you like. And I said in the Capricorn reading earlier today, it's kind of like this hotbed, you know, in October of opportunity, of inspiration, of power, of magic, of mysticism. The veil is very thin. You've got 7 of Cups coming through, so the spiritual connection for you, your psychic ability, the signs that are showing up, the awareness of loved ones who are around you from spirit, really helping you in this time when you need it most, is going to be very, very apparent. And there's also a calmness available to you. There's a calmness that is calling you and wanting you to surrender, okay? Now, if you choose, it would be very easy to get caught up in the overwhelm of what's going on, okay? But you work with the High Priestess and the 7 of Cups combined to strengthen your intuition, not to let it be clouded, okay? So on the 4th of the month, Pluto is moving direct in the sign of Capricorn. That means we've now got Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn all forward motion once again. And this is really closing out the time it's been working in that challenging 12th house energy for you, Aquarius. 5 of Wands coming in here is suggestive, really, I think, of the kind of chaos that's going to surround you. But I don't really see that you are stepping into the drama. And I think if you find yourself kind of almost experiencing that kind of intense volatility, try to direct your attention and your focus back to that aspect of your higher self that wants you to just breathe, wants you to take a sacred pause and actually to be a little bit kinder to yourself. Because I don't know why, but there's something coming through about you just being incredibly harsh, like I should be further on than I am, or you know, I've learned this, why can't I get it, or why is this kind of coming back around again, I thought I dealt with it. You know, there's always a level of grief involved in any time that we're going through profound change, okay? And wherever you are in that moment in your life, whether you're grieving like an old aspect of the self, grieving something that's moved out of your life, or a change in the relationships, or you know, some kind of dynamic that's important to you, and the way that you're coming to terms with that in a sense of full acceptance is going to be really highlighted in October, because these two full moon energies are kind of pinning us in the middle of all of that kind of churn of energy, and they're not really letting us move forward or move backwards. It's just like this holding pattern in place, but there's something really valuable that you're going to gain from it, okay? And that's why I need you to remember that everything that you've learned, even if you feel like you can't access it all through this month of October, is still with you, it's still within you, okay? Because I have this sense that some of you may be experiencing moments through October where you're kind of doubting yourself, or you're doubting the process, or you're doubting kind of what's happened, what's occurred for you. Beautiful. So we have the Ace of Swords coming back in to kind of almost cut through all of that. And that's exactly the kind of energy that we need to cut through any confusion caused by that Seven of Cups, any sort of disillusionment, any kind of sense of like allowing yourself to drift into that really nebulous kind of deceptive energy that sometimes the moon in its fullness and also intensified by both of these moons can bring about, and also the chaos and the kind of the triggering sort of aggravated energy of that Five of Wands. So I feel like there's going to be some direct, honest conversations. Now remember, Mercury in retrograde can make the misunderstandings be quite strong, which could lead to some argument. It could lead to a differencing of opinion, a differencing of perspective, and a polarization in terms of trying to find a middle ground, trying to find that way forward, all right? But what we do understand with the energy of this ace is it's in its real, raw, truthful state, and it's bringing forward like numerous possibilities, not just one. There's not just one outcome or one possibility here. So don't get caught up in thinking that there's only one way out of this, or there's only one way through it, okay? I want you to take that message from what's coming through here, because I have the sense that the more you can open up to the support of your guides and the way that the universe is trying to navigate you through, remember what I said, the light is going to find you, okay? The light is going to find you. Now, Ace of Swords, of course, wants to bring in that sense of initiation, of beginning something new, of starting something. With Mars retrograde, with Mercury retrograde, yes, it's not always the best time to kind of step out or launch something, but it's a wonderful time to review and to get really honest with yourself, right? No more kind of avoidance. What is working, what is not working, right? You have the ability to be really discerning through this month of October, and then to work with the powerful manifesting quality of these full moons. And if you can pace yourself, if you can harness that energy and almost like work through what have been the setbacks, where you have struggled, where you have had the disappointments or failures, and then you've really learnt from them and you're applying that diligently, now is where we see rapid progress and ascension, okay? Between now and the end of the year, it will be profound shifts in terms of all aspects of your life. And so I think what's really going on here is that Spirit want you to learn from your mistakes, and don't even view them as mistakes, Aquarius. It's just about the growth. It's just about what you were here to do, the aspect of wanting to learn, to develop, to grow, to fulfill that soul contract, you know. But if there has been situations where you have been struggling. Maybe it's financially, maybe it's that you have felt some sort of loss in a different area of your life. The healing, the antidote is focus, it's discipline, it's recommitment, it's reflection upon everything that you can bring to bear about what is true about this situation, and then not allowing any uncertainty to stop you, like we said, from making those bold, courageous choices. Yeah. Now, if you find that something is almost cut very quickly, because I kind of look at this Ace of Swords kind of cutting through something. And it's interesting actually, because the way I'm looking at it almost looks here that she could even be kind of hurting her own arm here, do you know? So it's just like a severing of something. It's like you're having to sacrifice or let something go, and there's an ultimate surrendering quality to what's happening in October with these two full moons. Remember, they bring about closure, culmination, the ending, the release of something. Now, I'm hopeful for many of you that this is about the patterning that has perhaps kept you in a very lack-based energy frequency, maybe where you haven't been attracting the right relationship, you haven't been able to get the real consistent flow of abundance, you've not been able to get the right balance or the right temperance in relationships, connections, or the way that you live your life. But if you are someone who ends up experiencing a harsh or unexpected severing or loss through the month of October, okay, again, where we find solace is returning to the aspects of, okay, where am I at in my soul journey? Where am I at in my soul work? What is in my life that I can lose myself in? Because there's something about the quiet consistency, and it's very earthy, it's very grounded, that Eight of Coins coming in, okay? And it's about rebuilding something, and it's about taking it to the next level. And so I know that you're going to find a way through this, and if you have already come out of the other side of it, it's about the learning and how you're applying it and the difference that that's going to make in anything that you're taking on. Doesn't matter which area of your life it's impacting, Aquarius, okay? If this is coming in on a relationship level for you, it's the truthful, honest conversations that Mercury retrograde may ask you to revisit, okay? Even if you don't want to, or they've been problematic in the past, and try and figure out a strategy or a new way to be able to deal with it moving forward. Pluto going direct in Capricorn on the 4th is that deep sense of transformation. You're clearing out this energy over the next few weeks. What have you learned here? As we approach that new moon in Libra on the 16th, beautiful time of rebalancing, you know, coming into harmony to be able to take your philosophy, the way you look at life. Remember, Libra season is all about 9th house energy for you. It's a very optimistic, hopeful, expansive energy to be working with. You know, you are the natural ruler of that. Sorry, you're not, at Sagittarius, forgive me. But that 9th house expansion is really wanting to help you to be the time traveler, you know, the time traveler in your own life. So you're not caught up or bound by any kind of perceived limitation in your mindset, okay? Now, if this is specifically about what's going on in work and career, your financial security, yes, we may experience some disruptions, some change, some unsettling through this month of October. Forewarned is forearmed, and you are being invited with this High Priestess with the Ace of Swords to get really honest really quickly with yourself and say, okay, what is my plan B? What other options do I have available to me? Because there are multiple. Remember what I said earlier? There is more than one solution here, okay? In some ways, that Five of Wands, I feel, is kind of galvanizing your energy. It's going to give you that burst of power and charge, and that's going to be electrified by those two full moons. Remember, full moon in Aries is that instigator, it's a fire energy, the fire starter. So yes, something meets a point of culmination. Remember, there's some beautiful rewards that could come in as a result of that. Something you've been working on or waiting for a long time. There's such a sense of mysticism and magic that comes in this month of October. It well could happen. Anything is possible. There are no coincidences. And remember, the uncertainty must not stop you from feeling ready to take the bold moves that you know it's time to do. Now, we've got King of Cups coming in here. It does link into a sign of Scorpio, also Cancer and Pisces. But again, I'm kind of linking to that Scorpionic energy because, of course, we're going to move into the Sun being in Scorpio from the 22nd, we've also got Mercury retrograde in this sign. What does Scorpio want? It wants to deep dive. It wants absolute devotion. It wants to be number one. It wants you to put all of your intensity, all of your desire, all of your passion into that one thing that you know can change your life. Yeah, he's stepping forward with an invitation. He's saying, look, if we're honest with ourselves and we really connect in to what we know our purpose is here, we can find the strength, the resiliency, the creativity. We can shift, we can rewire our mindset, our thought forms. We can allow absolute rebirth and absolute transformation to take place. Okay, so that's how he wants to show up for you in this month of October. He's bringing the alchemy, he's bringing the magic. He's going to work with those beautiful celebrations of how close we are to the spirit world and help to channel them and bring them through for you. There is a healing quality to his presence in your reading. Now, if you are tuning into this being a specific person, okay, if this is a water sign that you are moving through this month and having to navigate some challenging or disruptive type of situation, because I'm feeling a little bit of fractious energy, I think, with that ace coming through in the 5 of coins. Rest assured, again, there is a element of diplomacy and an antidote for you to be able to just come through with this calmness. Remember, High Priestess, she's a passive energy. She observes the situation. She takes everything in before she makes her move, before she decides what the right thing is to say at exactly the right time. Okay? And there's something about the quality of this card being black and white, and then looking at the burst of colour that's coming through with High Priestess, who's really I'm seeing as your guide this month. And almost like you needing to fill in the blanks. Like, what do you need to fill in? Like, you need to fill in the missing details. There's something that you're not seeing or you can't fully comprehend. Perhaps the time isn't quite right to be able to see that vision emerge more fully. Under the light of both of these full moon energies during the month of October, I think that's going to be possible, okay? That's what I'm seeing. There's an intensity that is emanating from this King of Cups today, though. Very deep. I mean, it could be male or female energy in terms of how it's showing up. Here we have the 4 of Cups, so there is just this wave of emotion at the undercurrent of everything that's playing out for you this month. So the stakes are high, I feel, for many of you Aquarius. I think what has your focus and attention through this month of October, it's close to your heart. It really matters. And you're trying to find a way to figure it out. You're trying to find a way to make sense of it. And you may not get all of the answers through this month, but it's certainly set to throw up a lot more questions that are going to be relevant and necessary to enable you to have that kind of rapid ascension and movement forward between now and the end of the year, okay? You know, if you have experienced through this year, and, you know, it would be unusual if you hadn't some level of trauma, okay? All of us having had the disruption that it's brought in different areas of our life. It's important to remember, and it's kind of coming through right now, that, you know, in order for us to be able to deal with the trauma, our bodies, our physical bodies need to feel safe. They need to feel calm. They need to feel grounded. And then we can start to really feel it and process it and clear it. So there's an invitation, I think, also through this month as we work with Libra energy that tries to restore our equilibrium, if I can say that right, our equilibrium and our balance. You know, we've come through that equinox at the end of September. And so how we kind of find that leveling energy is going to be really important in October. Now, that might be more tricky than it sounds, yeah? So you're forgiven for, you know, probably feeling at times through this month like, how the hell do I kind of access that lighthouse, Romy? But remember, the light is going to continue to find you, okay? So even if you feel like you're in that snowstorm, even if you feel like or you know, even in that 7 of Cups where you just can't see the wood for the trees with some kind of situation, you are going to be able to access that divine information and wisdoms that will pull you forward. And the way that you do that is just that quiet reflection, that meditative approach, throwing yourself into almost like a distraction kind of a vibe. So it's like whatever the thing is that's got you derailed or unsettled or out of alignment, find the antithesis, find the opposite thing, you know, or something else in your life that isn't impacted or is less impacted by it, so that you can try to settle your thoughts and allow yourself to be able to move more freely through what is set to be, like I said, this real hotbed of energy, you know. But understand that the guidance and the benevolence of the universe towards you in wanting to help you right now is not in question, okay? And where does it lead you? To be free of something. Here we have the Eight of Cups. I mean, it's more water, right? So we have this figure dancing, and it's a really beautiful depiction of the Eight of Cups, this particular deck. And against the backdrop of the illumination of this full moon in Aries, this full moon in Taurus, culminating at this celebration time and, you know, Halloween, Samhain, where we really want to connect to those that have passed over. We understand the eternity of love within ourselves, and we start to make sense of the emotional journeys that we move through, the karmic contracts that play out for us with the relationships and the connections in our life, you know, the sacred purpose that we hold. And there's just something for me here about that really landing, that wisdom really starting to unfold profoundly for you and helping you to make the right decision about what you need to let go of, what you need to release. And here's the thing, right? This is about acceptance. This is about acceptance. Now, Aquarius, acceptance here is not weakness. It's not weakness in any way, shape or form. It's coming forth here for me from a place of strength, from a place of this divine feminine energy that's unlocked something greater in your understanding about the shifts that are happening, and that maybe there will be some physical disconnections, you know, from people, from energies, from places, from parts of yourself, but they are wholly necessary so that you can move forward to the next level. So that Eight of Cups, you know, understand that the fluidity with which, you know, she is approaching this is inviting you to find that sense of flow with letting go and surrendering and accepting, and just almost allowing this month to hold you where it wants to, so that it can reveal to you what it needs to, and you can then move beyond that and take from it everything that's going to help you to really thrive in the next few weeks, and certainly to be able to transform things that are ripe and ready for that. We're in harvest time right now, yeah? So let's take a look and see how these oracle cards are just going to reflect what your main spread is here. Clarity. This is really beautiful because, again, it's sort of almost against the backdrop of you know, the deep flow of the emotions, this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Here we have this beautiful mirroring of what High Priestess energy has come forth with to open your reading, that you will find clarity as a result of what you experience and what you go through this month. It will make sense to you. Maybe not straight away, but there will be information and insight and validation that's going to be shown to you, okay? You will see snapshots of visions if you are spending more time connecting to your higher self, connecting to your own counsel. Expect to see those signs showing up very, very strongly for you all the way through this month of October. And trust in yourself. You know, it's not really a month where I'm wanting you to kind of be influenced too strongly by anyone or anything outside of yourself, okay? And for many of you, this anyway is going to be really personal. So even if it is like shifts and changes that are happening in your physical circumstances, ultimately the way that you interpret and are feeling those energies is really what we want to be dealing with on a spiritual level. It's like, you know, if your flow of abundance reduces or is cut off, if a relationship ends suddenly, if something or someone is taken out of your life and you experience that disappointment, that setback, that sense of loss, it's your interpretation of what that energy means and how you then hold yourself and process that we're really looking at here. You know, the external physical circumstances are just a mirror to how your energy is shifting and changing, and you have far more power and control of that than you think you do. Full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality. I think that's just a really beautiful endorsement actually of what's come through in your reading. Your High Priestess is your absolute spiritual guide this month. The mutable quality of this Piscean water energy very strongly reflected with the flow, the kind of wave that's moving at the root of your reading here, and yet what it's bringing in is this beautiful balance. So even if there are practical circumstances that don't feel as you wish them to, or you're in the state of transitioning and there is a flux or an ebb or a flow in October, don't you dare judge that as being the fullness of, you know, what you're capable of, what your value is, what you have to offer, what your potential is. It's just a snapshot in time. And for many of you who are already coming out the other side of that and starting to see seeds of new possibility and hope and the clarity of the direction that you want to move towards, then again, take this as a sign of further balance coming in through this month to really help support you to streamline that focus. Remember, like I said, there's a lot going on, so don't try to take it all on at once through this month of October. So I've got these Halloween Oracle cards, so we'll just take a look and see what's coming up with this. Thought that would be nice to use this month. Okay, you have the Witch, earthly weaver of the worlds. And again, it is like this almost alchemy that steps forward in this month of October. And what I love is the way that she's just holding, you know, the flame here. So much power of creation, of possibility, of magic. And it's like you can be incredibly persuasive, you can be incredibly spellbinding, your power of influence can be strong this month. But what you need to understand is that you may well be operating in an environment that is chaotic, that is turned up, that is shifting and moving rapidly, changing minute by minute. And so finding your focus, you can see it's almost like her hat sort of pulled down over her eyes because she doesn't want any external distractions. It's like, this is what matters, this alchemy, this creation, what I'm weaving right now, the energy that I want to harness, that I want to work with. It's very similar, really, to the message that came through from that Eight of Coins. Find the distraction and the thing that's going to really help you to work with this in a meaningful way that's going to move you forward, not so that you're going back into any kind of a difficult pattern, okay? I see that you are tapped into something really special this month, Aquarius. So don't be fooled. Right? Don't be fooled and don't be disheartened by anything that shows up less than what you expected, or anything that feels disruptive to what your vision of greatness or what you were planning or what you were hoping for, okay? I feel like there are temporary setbacks that may reveal themselves, but ultimately I'm seeing a focus and a renewal and a balance that's going to come back in. But what they're doing is they're bringing something up so that you can let it go for good. I want you to think of it like that. I am letting this go for good. And it's going to help you to move out of any kind of inertia, any kind of apathy, any kind of state of feeling like life just isn't working in my favor. It's not moving, it's not shifting. Everything is shifting. Everything is shifting. And we will continually come up against these energies. I mean, these fives in your reading, yes, they're contrast, yes, they're challenge, but they're also so motivating. You're so motivating because you're going to be like, you know what, I've had enough of it being like this. I'm changing, I'm allowing this change. I'm giving myself permission to release this and to focus on the one thing that matters most to me right now. And I'm gonna make it happen. And that's the kind of power and the potential that I see you grabbing hold of, initiating, and the beginning of something kind of really quite extraordinary actually to come for you. So Aquarius, this is a general reading. I'd love to hear your feedback in terms of how it resonates for you. Please do check back in through the month, because sometimes these insights and messages can make more sense as you move deeper into the weeks to come. If you would like to join me for the extended version of the reading, we're going to go a little bit further and pull out some additional messages and insights. And so what I'll do is just invite you to focus just now on a question that may not have come up in the main spread. Just going to pull a couple of cards for us with that now. And then I'm just going to go ahead and clarify this main spread for us just now. So just beginning with that High Priestess energy. We've got King of Wands, a fire sign coming through, Aries, Sagittarius or Leo, possibly significant in this situation. We've also got Three of Cups there. There are things to celebrate, there really are. And I hope that you can find that within yourself, recognise the progress that you've made, the people that have helped you to get there, and the way that you've helped yourself, you know. Okay, so we've got Two of Coins here going on. I think there's a feeling of like, almost like I don't know how this is going to be possible. I think I've just got that kind of message coming back from some of you through this month. But suspend your judgment, because, you know, this is a year unlike anything else. So there is so much more to be revealed between now and the end of the year. Okay, so we've now got the King and Queen of Wands coming in. A lot of fire energy, which is really nice to kind of sort of give us a bit of a balancing out for all this water that's coming through as well. Got another High Priest. And of course, you know, a lot of secrets come out. Information gets revealed during these full moons. The world. This is definitely a month of completion. Linking into Saturn energy as well. The star, beautiful. I love to see that over the Five of Coins there. Absolutely, there is hope here. Oh, Ace of Swords twice, okay. We have to be ruthlessly honest with ourselves this month. There's just nothing else for it, you know? Queen of Cups. I think if you can tap into this Emperor and King of Cups energy, there's something incredibly empowering about what it can do for you. The embodiment of that energy. Yes, they may show up as people as well. But I also think they're wanting you to work with them so that you can release yourself from the wounds and the things that are like lodged into that heart space, you know, that are stopping you from stepping into your greatness, being more visionary, understanding the limitlessness of possibility. And I love that the Three of Wands comes through when we work in 9th house Libra season, because I always get such a sense of that link between the two. It's always very 9th house for me when I see the Three of Wands. It's just like you're looking toward the horizon in the future, you know. Beautiful card of Temperance coming in with that Eight of Cups. So healing. It's a healing, it's a cathartic release, Aquarius, okay? Path to enlightenment. I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. If you'd like to join me for the extended, you'll find the link for that in the description box underneath or in the comment section. I really appreciate you tuning into the channel. I hope you've enjoyed the reading, and do let me know, and I'll speak to you again next month. Take good care. Have a wonderful October. Bye.